the topics on the screen. Diddy and black male worship. And I think this is a really good topic because honestly, I find this to be insane. Because in no way, shape, form, or fashion could a black woman be accused of one iota, one atom-sized molecule amount of the things that Diddy is accused of and still be loved and uplifted by members of the black community. Like, y'all think about Meg Thee Stallion, who was pew-pewed by someone. People say that they believe that she was pew-pewed. They just don't think that Tory Lanez did it, and she's been made a villain repeatedly. But you have a man that has knowingly forced women to engage in things that they didn't want to do for money. Now, whether you want to say that these women knowingly participated in this or whatever, you have seen this man on video beating the brakes off a woman. There have been multiple accusations of him strong-arming men and women and abusing them and misusing them, not to mention the alleged him being behind the alleged passing of his baby mother, Kim Porter. And, all I see outside a courthouse is people dousing themselves in baby oil in support of Sean Combs. And I think that that is literally insane. And, it doesn't matter how many times black women point out that there is a very clear double standard in the way that black women are treated versus black men. But not just that, but also a very clear difference in the way black women are treated above anyone is really crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I think they said his name is like Armand Wiggins or something like that. I think his name is Armand Wiggins. That was one of the, he's like I guess an influencer. He does like, that was one of the, he's like I guess an influencer. He does like I don't know. I don't know nothing about him because I don't follow too many men. I mean, I really don't really follow any men. I can't think of any offhand, but maybe I follow somebody that like does music or something. But for this, I can't even remember. But so I don't know anything about this Armand Wiggins person. But I did see video clips of him pouring baby oil on himself. And honestly, like I said, I can't imagine a black woman being accused of forcing black men to do things inappropriate with the things that they didn't want to do, and she was abusing them, and black men support her still. And I think that also shows that there's a lot of work to do as black women because black men stay on code in supporting other black men regardless, whether they're wrong, right, or in between. But for some reason, that same motto is not applied to black women. You always see a black woman somewhere being a pick me and defending black men, and that black men would never do it for them. I just really think it's like so insanely disgusting. Anyway, let me just go ahead. Hey, Kalandra, how you doing?
Good, Trigger. How you? I agree 100% with you, Trigger. I saw videos of women pouring baby oil on themselves, and my issue with people with the Diddy situation is, okay, yeah, he got off on the bigger charges, but it still doesn't change that a video was leaked. Bigger charges, but it still doesn't change that a video was leaked of him putting his hands on Cassie. Like, I don't understand how y'all can look at him like a victim or look at him like, you know what I'm saying, people talking about some being a freak isn't a crime. Do you really believe that the federal government went after him just because he was a freak? Like, you're showing your education level. And the fact that we saw like that Cassie video and the fact that people are on these apps still defending him, at that point, like, y'all have evidence. Like, you just really just don't like black women. You don't view them as victims. Like, it's just really sad. And to see women out there, my heart broke. I'm just like, you can't be for real. Like, I'm sorry, but that really bothered me. Seeing women out there throwing baby oil on themselves, I'm sorry, but that's just too much for me.
Definitely. It was too much for me too. And, like I said, it just shows that, like, black women, a lot of black women got a lot of work to do because, like, I've seen a lot of people make excuses like, oh, well, yeah, they were having intercourse with all these guys, but they were getting paid, like, and all of these things. Just because you have the money to degrade people and they may stick around because they need the money or want the money, that doesn't still make you a good person. You're still a horrible and disgusting individual. Because why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you take the power that you have and the money that you have and use that to oppress and abuse and humiliate and get people to do things that they're not comfortable with? Like, I just don't understand how anybody is making this man a victim. All I know is that for years people have talked about Diddy's bogus business dealings, how he stole the Lots Publishing, stole Mace Publishing, did Danity Kane bogus, and I can't even tell you how many other people that were signed to his label that he did bogus. And now all of a sudden y'all think that he's what? Like this saint dude that is like, okay. And it's crazy because only in the black community can you be seen on a video beating the brakes off a woman and then get elevated up to God level, God status, to where people feel like, oh, you're the victim, you're the person. Imagine if y'all saw Cassie somewhere dragging that man out and beating him with a brick, or and I think that I don't understand how black women can't see things like these and like really, really lock in and be like, you know what? I'm done defending black men. I'm done protecting them. I'm done uplifting them. I'm done doing any of those things publicly. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you know a black man privately that's on board and you know he's a good person, you know him personally, then defend him privately in your own time or whatever. But this public outcry and public support of black men, when they collectively show us every day that they do not care about the welfare of not only black women but women in general, because Cassie and what's her name, Daphne Joy, 50 Cent baby mama, both preferences. And that's another thing too, is that these black men will tell you that when they get with these, biracial, multiracial, non-black, so-called exotic women, that they do that because they're so much better and they treat the black man so better and they're gonna so much better and they're gonna do this, that, and the third. But they end up abusing those women, using, abusing those women, and treating those women just as bad as they do the black women that they don't prize, or sometimes even worse. And I don't know how, other races of women don't see that either. That y'all don't realize that when these black men, when y'all take all of this pleasure in of these black men telling you that y'all look better than black women, that y'all hair is prettier and y'all this, that, and the third, y'all got to realize that that is just game for you to make you easier to manipulate. Because if they really prized you, if they really valued you, if they really meant what they said about you, they wouldn't be over here knocking your head between the washer and dryer. They wouldn't be out here watching you get gangbanged by 30 million dudes. You know what I'm saying? They will respect you and take care of you. And it happens over and over and over again. And I really think, I don't say give black men too many props, but I will say two props that I really have to give black men is that they are excellent at triangulation. They know how to pit non-black women against black women and make these non-black women feel like they're getting something prized. And they also stay on code with each other. It don't matter what the man done. They still gonna stick by and try to make it the woman's fault somehow. Because the idea that everything that Diddy did should be okay, or it's not that big a deal because Cassie got some money, is crazy. It's crazy. Like, okay, when you go to work every day and your boss is paying you, does that mean that you deserve to work in a bad environment and be verbally abused or disrespected? Somebody say, hey, I'm paying you, ain't I? So shut up and get your N-word with the hard R self in here. No, you be out here losing your mind trying to tell somebody about it. But for some reason, it just doesn't click, logically speaking, when black women talk about this. You know what I'm saying? Like it's literally insane to me, like honestly. But I really do. It's very tiresome. And it's not like this Diddy thing is anything unusual. What happened with Diddy, happened with R. Kelly, it happened with Bill Cosby, happened with Tory Lanez, it happened with Fabulous, who knocked Emily's teeth out her mouth. It happens with every black man that is accused of something heinous. Every single time. What happens is that all of a sudden they're put on a pedestal. And I find it to be absolutely disturbing. Go ahead, Diamond.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Did you have something to say, sis?
I just hopped in. I thought it was gonna take a while for me to get on here. What was it says, could I answer the questions?
Oh yeah, you can answer the questions. Yeah, we just talking about Diddy. And
Okay.
you can answer any of the questions you want.
It says, why is that black men can commit horrific acts of violence but still be forgiven? I feel like this directly towards men being centered, people centering men, patriarchy. And then it says Diddy and the excuses made for predatory black men. It says, why is there always an excuse made for black men who have bad behavior? I don't know. I have an echo. Let me mute. Let me get off. Let me mute my mic.
All right, you guys. I just hope that, with seeing everything that's happening with this Diddy situation, I just hope that more black women will wise up. Oh yeah, go ahead, Kalandra.
I'm gonna make a point as to why it's number 3. I think what the oppressor and I'm gonna use 2 situations. What I think that they did well in when it comes to gender is that when you have black women, I'm talking to black women, I'm not talking about men. When you have women being the most biggest judges of other women, you know what I'm saying? Like seeing women online saying, well, Cassie put herself in that situation. She was an ex-worker. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like y'all don't see those women as victims at all. And mind you, regular women, like women get treated like bums, get treated any kind of way. Men take advantage of them any kind of way. So I don't understand how people's brain cannot go as far as believing that someone with the kind of money Diddy has literally could have had this girl scared for her life. Regular guys who don't have nothing, letting him use your car. Y'all, I definitely have friends like that. Like, and once that man say something, she be like, "Yep, let's go." And so I don't understand how women just cannot see how Diddy could have done that to that young girl. He had money, he had power. When you have money in this country, like money is something. And that's why I don't understand how people did not see her as a victim. Because the chart, this how I was talking to my aunt about it earlier. We were talking about it because me and my aunt was like guilty on everything. But I think the problem is, I don't think they saw her as a victim. They looked at those women like women who had put themselves in that situation, and whatever they got in the situation they deserve. And some of y'all out here be so money hungry. It's really sad because you be out here, it's people on these apps be like, well, he got money, so he a good father. Like, you're that money hungry. And don't get me wrong, nothing is wrong with being money, like wanting wealth, but at the same time, to be that money hungry to the point that you can't see wrongdoing because a person is successful really blew my mind. And I was talking to my dad about it, and I corrected him. He was like, I don't never want to see a black man go down. It is funny to me how y'all always say black men, like these men are going down for being black. They're doing things. The federal government does not just indict you to just indict you. Like, that man was doing stuff. I don't understand. Like, maybe it's the education level for some people. Maybe their brain just don't think that far. I just like really just don't understand. But like it's really sad when you see women making fun of it, laughing like Young Miami. But like I said, at the end of the day, to all those celebrities who now all of a sudden taking up for Diddy, where was y'all at? And that's why I say celebrities ain't nothing either. Because where was y'all at when he needed somebody to testify for him? I ain't see you say nothing then. BB, you should have been bold before the verdict like you was bold now. But I'm sorry, that's just this had really made me bad.
Oh no, I totally understand. Go ahead, Diamond.
The reason why people can't see Cassie, is it an echo, guys?
I don't
Am I
hear it
good?
now.
Okay. I feel like the reason why people don't see Cassie.
I
Am
don't
I
hear it
good?
now.
Okay. I feel like the reason why people don't see Cassie as a victim is because they would go for P. Diddy for a handshake. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they'll do anything. They'll sell themselves short. They feel like if they could be a prostitute, they would. So they don't see Cassie as a victim because that's what they think Cassie was on, type shit. But yeah.
Right. I definitely think I really like the point that Kalandra made when you were like they always say taking a black man down as if these men are doing something. Like, and it's like I don't understand honestly, like really how you as a black man can say they're trying to take a black man down when you see that black man that they're trying to take down on video beating the brakes off somebody. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Not to mention that Diddy has several assault charges on his record. Like, people forget that he supposedly pew-pewed that lady in a club with Shine so many years ago. That lady said that Diddy did it. She said that Shine did not do it, that Diddy did it. Shine took the fall for it. She said she saw exactly who did that to her. That's number one. Not to mention that Diddy went to Steve Stout's office. I think he used to be the manager of Nas. I don't know if he still is, with several men and beat the brakes off of him. He said this publicly. This is not no story that y'all that we don't know if it happened. It's just like rumors. No, you can go look it up. He said it out of his own mouth in an interview. Then you got the fact that Diddy got mad at his son Justin's coach and took a kettlebell and hit him with it. Like, y'all, I mean, he has a history of unhinged behavior. And not to mention, y'all seen the video of him beating the brakes off of Cassie, but for some reason, y'all think that this man is what? Like, he's being taken down because of what? If he's a black man and people know that people take black men down, then that means that you need to make sure that you got everything in your house in order. That means that you shouldn't be out here beating the brakes off people. You shouldn't be out here threatening people. You shouldn't be out here hurting people. You shouldn't be out here doing things illegal if you know that that's what's coming for you. And to a message to the dude that was in the chat, in the comments, that said, it's crazy how much black women hate black men. You know what? It's crazy how much black men hate black women. Because a Negro like you heard us talking about Diddy and you took that to mean that we hate all black men. Other than we are upset about what we see about Diddy and his behavior. And once again, I really do feel like that's a huge problem, with y'all, that y'all don't want to take accountability for anything that goes on and any bad behavior that y'all do. Y'all just call it hate. And really, I don't even believe that y'all really believe that black women hate y'all. Because if black women hated y'all wouldn't be still abandoning black women and having all these babies. Y'all wouldn't still be able to play in all these black women's faces because none of these black women be entertaining you at all. I think what you do is you use that as a shaming tactic to see if y'all can get black women to be quiet. So you say, oh, y'all hate us, don't you? So y'all want a black woman to say, oh, no, we don't hate y'all, King. We love y'all, King. Let us be quiet and shut our mouths so that you can feel some type of way. That's what I truly believe. The reason why y'all say it. I really don't believe that y'all even really believe that. Because it's way too many pygmishas and way too many black men worshipers out there for y'all to actually have the experience of every single black woman hating y'all. And I noticed that the hating, every time y'all mention that, it's when somebody trying to hold y'all accountable for something. Exactly, Fanae. If black women really hated black men, they would have walked away a long time ago. And it would be way more than what's happening now. It would be like 75, 85% of black women wouldn't be there if that's what it was. And like I said, this whole situation is disgusting to me because, like I said, how can you, as a black man that y'all want to call yourselves protectors and hold that over a black woman head like, oh, I won't protect what I can't correct. I'm gonna protect the protector, provider, when y'all don't protect the women from men like yourself. Anytime a man doing anything to a black woman, a black man is doing anything to a black woman, y'all here making all these excuses for it. So it's like, get real. I can't respect that. That's not protector behavior at all. And honestly, I really do feel like a lot of black men live in delusion about what type of community that they have curated for black people. Like, are you kidding me? I really publicly uplifting a man that has done horrible things is crazy. It's crazy. Saying, oh, free Diddy for what? Like, are you kidding me? It's crazy. Yes, and just like Calandra said, if you can defend Diddy after you saw that video, that says so much about you as a person. And it says so much about you as a person if you're a black woman too. Because I'm embarrassed to say this, but I've seen so many black women defending Diddy. And honestly, those are the type, I normally give black women grace. But if you defend like deviants, actual deviants and actual predators and unalivers and beaters, like I can't give you grace as a sister because now I have to look at you like an op. You're not my sister at all. You're an enemy. You're an enemy to black women. Hey, Miss Chrissy, baby, how you doing? Let's see here.
I just want to also add this one point. I just want to say, that's why I say, you can never make me believe that a black man started the terms bitter baby mama and fast little girl. Men just aren't that clever. But when I definitely believe terms like that was started by a woman. Because once I saw this one woman, she went viral talking about I don't know if you heard about the Naziah Harris case trigger.
Yes, I
But
did.
she was like, that dumb B knew what she was doing. She 13. Once I saw people agreeing with her about a child, black women, I was like, I can't. Like, I'm sorry, I can't. Like, I can't be in no sisterhood with people like that. Because ain't no, a child? I was like, I cannot.
Yes, and I saw those type of things too, and I promise you that was absolutely disgusting, absolutely disgusting. But those are the pick me women that center the men above everything, like that. The having a man is more important than their dignity. Is more important than them having a place to stay. Is more important than their children. Is more important than their mom. It's doggone near more important than life itself. And those women definitely are scary and can't be trusted. You know what? Look, this person right here, what's your name? Saturnus, said, do you celebrate Serena Williams? What does Serena Williams have to do with anything that we're talking about? I'm confused. I sent you a request to get in the box, but you got 0 followers, so you probably like a troll that's too cowardly to say your feelings like on a live, so you probably won't accept. But what does that have to do with anything? I'm confused. What does anything that we're talking about have to do with Serena Williams? I'm confused. Has Serena Williams been on video? Beating the brakes off of men? Huh? Does Serena Williams have a whole bunch of grape allegations of forcing men to do things that they don't want to do? Actually, like what are we talking about? Like is that if y'all want to come in and y'all want to like give an aha, like y'all have to at least be logical, and the whatever debate or argument that you're trying to bring up has to make sense and apply to the conversation. But this is where I think Calandra actually said this earlier today. Education. Like, where y'all education at? Y'all clearly don't be literate at all. Because what does that have to do with anything? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just super duper weird. And yes, they do always deflect. It's like, I would respect y'all more if y'all would just be like, we as black men, we've got to do better in the culture that we make it comfortable for men to still move around after they have abused women. After they look at Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre beat the brakes off of D Brown. I think that's her name, D Brown, a reporter, right? And she was a respected reporter. Locked her in the bathroom, abused her, did a whole bunch of things to her. And that lady did nothing to him. She just had a man that he didn't like on her like show. So it's like, yes, and Michelle A. Calandra. And this man viciously beat these women. And yet this man is still looked at as an icon in the black community. Imagine with your mind's eye if there was a black woman that had a reputation for abusing and super duper harming black men. Would she be an icon in the black community? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate to keep bringing up Meg Thee Stallion, but Meg Thee Stallion was a victim and she is public enemy number one. It's been 5 years later, I think, and y'all are still abusing that woman and going under her comments every now and again and tearing her to pieces. And she's done nothing to y'all. You know what I'm saying? And that just, the fact that people can't draw the correlation or make the connection is really crazy to me. Like, it's literally insane. Like, it's right in front of your eyes, the double standards where it comes to black men and black women. And that's exactly why I will never in my life give black men grace at all. I don't believe in giving them a lick of grace. Not an ounce, not a drop, nothing. 0.00000000000% of grace because the world already gives them too much. Already too much. You know what I'm saying? And it's ridiculous. Yeah, you know what? Chris Brown was on video beating the brakes off a man and busting a bottle upside his head. And all I see underneath that man's videos is, please don't mess with this kind soul. He can sing and dance so much. Y'all gotta leave. Oh, he can sing and dance so much. Y'all gotta leave Chris Brown alone. Are you kidding me? Are you dumb? Are you what? But y'all sit there, it just is literally insane. Chris Brown is literally sat there and made a song where he said, I'm only talking to the bees with good hair. What's good hair? I think that black women know he ain't talking about your hair. He might be talking about your hair if you biracial. Or if you're one of the, black women that have, type three hair or whatever you want to call it, loosely curled hair, but he ain't talking about the majority of black women's hair at all. You know what I'm saying? But yet black women still pedestalize that man. It's disgusting. I just, ugh, yuck. And to be honest with you, when black women come and talk about how much they love Chris Brown and, oh, you could never make me hate Chris Brown, I get disgusted. Truthfully. Because, and then you know what I also get disgusted with? Every time this man go on tour and I see these women paying $1,000 so that they can take a picture with this man touching their booty or with him holding them. Like, are you that desperate and pathetic? Like, are you kidding me? Like, disgusting. Like, disgusting. I'll tell you what, I liked Chris Brown album. It's so long ago. I gotta go look it up, y'all, to see, because I'm gonna tell you how long ago. It was before the Rihanna incident, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on. you guys. I had to go because I was really curious to look it up. I'm gonna tell you what, the last Chris Brown album, the last time I liked Chris Brown was when he came out with that album Exclusive. Okay? And that was in 2007. 2 years before he abused Rihanna. Like, that's the last album that I liked of Chris Brown. Truthfully. You know what I'm saying? That's the last one exclusive. Um that you 2007. That was almost 20 years ago, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I was a young tenderoni back then. That's the last time. And I'm not saying that I haven't heard songs of his that I was like, "Oh, okay." You know what I'm saying? But my disgust for the type of person he is just outweighs anything else he got going on. Because the fact that this man is still uplifted and he literally has text messages of him threatening Karuchi with abuse, beatings, and unalivings, and saying that, hey, you think you're going to get rid of me? You're not getting rid of me. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not playing with you. The fact that there is a viral video of him back in the day stalking her outside a nightclub and trying to force her to get in the car or trying to force himself in the car with this lady. Like, and women still make excuses for this man because they think that he can dance and they think he's attractive. Wild. Wild to me. Yes. It's literally crazy. Like, I don't understand it. Yes, I definitely agree that his abusive nature doesn't override anything. You know what I'm saying? Fanae, you said exclusive has a lot of, yeah, I really like the exclusives. I ain't even gonna cap to you. That was a good album. Like, I think he had this song. I don't think people was really checking for it like that, but he had a song on there called Lottery and a song called You with the Dream. I really like them songs. Like, I really played the heck out of exclusive, you know. But yeah, I just it's really disgusting to me, like I said. You know, I just yeah, that album was fire though. I can't get up about that. But yeah, I mean, I just because I'm really into music anyway. Like, I'm really into music. But you know, I was thinking about something when it comes to music. Thinking about certain men that have done horrific things. Like, you know, I heard some people playing R. Kelly, and then I heard some people playing Aaliyah. Age ain't nothing but a number. And I don't know. It's just like R. Kelly's music, I'm telling you, like, it's like, I would say age ain't nothing but a number. That used to be my song. TP2.com, I think that's the song, the album. Like, that has like the greatest sex on it, and I think Fiesta and all that stuff. You know, I used to really like that album. I can't listen to that anymore just because everything that he's done. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't like listen to it and not get in the headspace of everything that he's done that's out of order. I can't do it. And then Aaliyah, the age ain't nothing but a number thing is like, you literally had a girl, I think she was about 14 at that time, if I'm not mistaken, 13, 14, recording age ain't nothing but a number with that a grown man wrote for her because he's a, you know, a PDF file. Like, that I can't fathom how anyone can listen to that. And I remember being at a brunch and they was playing that song. And I'm thinking, like, are y'all kidding me? Like, why would you play this? Why would you play this? Yeah. Like, for Aaliyah's albums, I can only listen to the self-titled one that she had with Timbaland. And you know, the one that she had right before she passed, or had that was released after she passed. But that first album with them R. Kelly ones, I just can't do it. I can't do it because all I think about is the fact that he was taking advantage of her. And you know how it is when you young and somebody older than you is interested in you, you may think that it's just because you're so mature, or you may think it's because, oh, you're just that beautiful that they just can't help it. You don't realize that you're being preyed upon. You know, that this person is a predator and they like you because they're a predator. You know what I'm saying? Let me see here. Let's see here. Kalandra, you said the problem is that that Gen X generation was fine with it. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I can't say anything about that. I think a lot of that type of behavior was normalized, in the 80s and like 90s. And now in the, what is this, the 2020s, I think that more like people are standing up and trying to make that where that's not something to be ashamed of, to speak up and say these things are wrong. You know? Let's see here. Calandra says Michelle A mom and grandma said don't make a man want to hit you. Yeah, that's some crazy stuff to say. Honestly. I'm gonna tell you what. There's someone that I know. They were telling this person that their son had did something to their daughter, and their daughter was like extremely young, and the mother of the son that did this stuff, she said, oh, she must have been fast and she wanted it anyway, so who cares? And the child was like 4. You know what I'm saying? What child do you know that's 4 that wants anything? You know what I'm saying? And that's I think I don't know. I wouldn't consider her Generation X. I don't know what's before that. I know it's not a boomer, but before, whatever's after boomer, whatever generation is after boomer. I don't know what generation is after boomer. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of black women that act like that. And I don't want to just put it on black women, because it's a lot of women of all races that behave like that. Well, like I always say, I don't care about nobody else, so I don't never talk about anybody else's, communities or whatever. But I'll just say that I don't know. I don't know how many times we have to talk. Oh, you said Generation X comes after Boomer, Calandra. Okay, well then, yeah, then you had it right then when you was talking. Well, I knew that you had it right, that you what you were talking about. But then, yeah, that's definitely the generation though that was wilding then and letting all type of things pass. Ew. I'm a millennial, so and considered like an older millennial. Um, yeah. So yeah, but and like I said, I just this Diddy thing is really just blowing me. Like honestly, like I didn't think that I could be any more like you know disappointed in the black community, but clearly I'm even more disappointed because seeing people happy for Diddy is crazy to me. Like honestly, like I can't fathom it. And the amount of black women that I have seen, just yes, I believe everyone celebrating it was disgusting too, 200 Maya. And everybody saying, oh, it was disgusting too, 200 Maya. And everybody saying, oh, he gonna get off, he gonna get time served and all this stuff. Now, apparently what I looked up, they said that he could face 10 years per charge. Now they could choose for it to run concurrent. And if they would choose for it to run concurrent, then it would only be 10 years. Or they said that the option is that he could do home detention. An option is that he could, get away with time served. But I feel like he's going to do some substantial time. The reason why I feel that way, but it may not be the case, but the reason why I feel that way is because this judge, when he denied his bond, because they said the lawyer was trying to ask if Diddy could, go home and await sentencing at home. But the judge said no, because he's still a danger to, the community, and because of his history of like violence and intimidation, that they're going to keep him in there until he gets sentenced on October 3rd. Yes, I think that's what they said, October 3rd. So they gave that man all the way to October to be sentenced. So that means that he got, what is this, July, August, September. This man got 3 months. to even do to now he got to even go longer. You know what I'm saying? And not know what's gonna happen. But I don't know if he's gonna get. I feel like the judge is gonna give him substantial time. I really do. I feel like he's gonna at least get 10 years, maybe even 20, because this judge just seems like, you know what I'm saying? This judge just seems like he ain't playing. Cause I feel like if he was a lenient judge that thought everything was sweet, then he would have said, hey, all right, cool. Like you're off for the most, you got off, not guilty for the most serious of charges. So I'll go ahead and let you go home. But the fact that he didn't, that's giving that man wants you to stay in there. He don't want you to get an ounce of freedom. You know? Yeah. That's how I feel too, Calandra. If he was walking, I feel like he would have got a bond. So Diddy dropped, they said that Diddy dropped to his knees in the courtroom and thank God. And you know what? I feel like it's a wild thing, right? To thank God after you've been out here paying women and coercing women to sit there and engage in X acts with no protection that they didn't want. That's wild. You really think that God is with you? You really think that God is the reason why you didn't get like what? Oh my goodness. That's how you know that man delusional. For real, Miss Chrissy, baby, what God? Honestly, what are you talking about? God is not there. God is not helping you do nothing. Okay, go ahead, Calandra, sis.
I think I do have a point about that. And to be honest with you, I think that is the problem in our society when it comes to men and women. I think Christianity is. I think it's the basis on why women are judged differently from men. I think that's why Diddy got off. Because when I was looking at some of the jury facts about the jury, I think that they don't sympathize with women who they don't feel like fits a victim narrative. Sympathize with women who they don't feel like fits a victim narrative. I think they let him walk with ex trafficking because they felt like those women put themselves in that situation. They don't deserve sympathy because of whatever happens to you happens to you. I think in the black community, I think a lot of y'all have twisted that Bible. I think maybe your reading comprehension is showing because I ain't never saw in the Bible nowhere where God was out here allowing evil people to just get redemption like that. Maybe we ain't read the same thing, but I definitely think religion also plays a part into it because all this, well, people can be this and they can still be, nah, homie, like you're not God. We ain't gotta forgive nothing. I'm sorry, but I'm not God. I'm not forgiving nothing. And I think the problem is with religion is that it's very, because some of y'all, you know what I'm saying, you claim you holier than thou, that if a person doesn't follow how you feel they should live your life, you don't see them as victims. That's how I think about Cassie. I don't think people saw her as a victim. And then particularly I'm talking about Kim Porter's friend who posted Diddy on her story talking about some amen, hallelujah, whatever she said. Like, I think she viewed Cassie as a homebreaker who got what she deserved. But my issue with her friend was, and my issue with his kids is, if y'all don't, I'm sorry, the type of person he is, I'm sorry, I can see him in my mind if I close my eyes hitting her upside the head. Like, I'm sorry, I know that's bad to say, and I really hope he didn't put his hands on her, but he just, I think he hit up DV'd everybody he was in a relationship with. I'm sorry, like that's how I feel. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just how I feel. I think he did that to all those women he was dating. I don't think Cassie was that first girl he did that to.
Yeah, they had rumors that he like broke Kim Porter's nose. That's why her nose ended up looking different and she had to go get supposedly plastic surgery to fix it and stuff. Yeah, it was rumors that he was beating on all the women that he was involved with. But to touch on what you said about religion, I don't think that it's just Christianity where people, twist religion to fit their own, needs and desires and bad things. That doesn't necessarily mean that the religion is bad, but it does mean that a lot of people, men specifically, who will use it and weaponize it against women, just like in And I've mentioned this a lot, but just like in Afghanistan, where the Taliban have now said that Allah said in the Quran that the women are supposed to wear those gowns from head to toe that they be wearing with their, and I'm sorry if I'm disrespecting anybody because I don't know the proper name for the clothing, but y'all know what I mean, where they have their eyes cut out. Now they said that the women have to cover one eye. They have to make a patch and cover one eye and walk around with one eye covered, which is literally insane. So I mean, and then not to mention all of the different men that use the Bible and twist it and say that the Bible's telling women they have to submit to men and be mistreated all these different ways, when if you actually look at the Bible, it says that both parties are supposed to submit to each other in love. So I don't know. But I definitely believe a lot of it is men, twisting things, and and even if you're a man that you don't believe in God, you don't use the Bible, you don't believe in religion, it's plenty of men that feel like it's their God-given right, regardless, to rule over women. You know what I'm saying? To tell women what to do, to disrespect women, to do all of these things. Like it's really, you know what I'm saying? It's I don't know. It's just it's disgusting. Go ahead, Cookie.
Hey Trigger.
Hey.
Hey everybody. Yeah, I'm glad we're talking on this subject because when you brought up um Calandra, is that how you say your name? When you brought up the part about the rugs, because I kept seeing people be like, oh well, he was on rugs, so like, he was on rugs, he has an addiction problem. And I'm just sitting there like, rugs don't make you do like yes, it can take you to that limit, but it's not the rugs making you do that. Because if that's how it was, every time somebody who was on rugs or an addict would do something and go to court, they would say, oh, you're on rugs, so it's okay. No, you don't get a pass just because you're on rugs. Just because you're on rugs and you wanna force yourself on people doesn't like excuse that you forced yourself on somebody. And I feel like the media has a large part to play in what they were highlighting as far as like the stuff that was going on during the trial. Like the way the media was making it seem like, so much so like Cassie was in more of a agreement to do the OFs, and like making it seem like she wanted it, because they didn't really had to do that for the Jane Doe, because I feel like she was just a plant to mess up the whole thing. And she did her part. Like, I don't even know why they put her up there, but she did her part for his defense, as far as it making it look like they are all basically in agreement with it, and that they're only not in agreement with it when he doesn't give them something that they want, like a commitment or a bag, or they took another person on a trip. And it's like, the fact that people aren't seeing that as coercion, they're not seeing it as manipulation, they're not seeing somebody basically pay for somebody's home, their livelihood, where they sleep, at somebody's home, their livelihood, where they sleep, as something that would persuade their judgment. Like it was very telling to me about people celebrating this as if he didn't get a convict, like he didn't get convicted at all. Because they didn't do the traffic part, they did the 304 part. And I feel like it's very disgusting that we got to the point where people are like, well, they chose that lifestyle, that's what they wanted. And it's really just giving, you're upset because you may have experienced things, or the people experienced things, and nobody cared, they didn't get a payout, anything happened. And because that is a trauma that it affects everybody. That's why a lot of victims don't like to speak out, because when they speak out, now you're basically traumatizing everybody that's around you, and making a uncomfortable conversation have to be put on the table because you went through something traumatic. And I feel like it triggered a lot of people, because because I'm not just speaking on the Black community, but I feel like it just triggered a lot of people because our community does have a problem with this. People have a problem with this new era, because I'm about to land my plane. They have this problem with, I said this new era. They've had this problem forever where they sit here and they excuse this behavior, and then when something heinous happens, people either act like they can't believe it happened, or that people are so dumb that they let it happen to themselves. And this is why I am a big fan of Kurt Cobain, because I had some issue. Like one time me and my sister had an argument, and she was just like, oh, you idolize like a kid. And I was like, first of all, I don't idolize anybody, and second of all, I was explaining to her, like, I don't idolize him because of that niche of what people like of him. I like him because I read his journals. I listened to a lot of the things he said. People don't even realize the things that drove that man to suicide is because his main group were white men, because he was a white man. And ever since he was younger, he knew that they are more subjective to the incriminating things of the violent history. So he would say, like, get on stage and say, if you are racist, if you hate women, and if you don't like the ABC community, please do not buy our records, please do not come to our shows. But of course, people still, they're still going to do what they want. And it drove him to a deep depression, because he was realizing that even though he has this status in the world, and even though he's using his voice, people aren't listening. So when there are people in positions who are saying, because I just saw one of the comedians, I forget her name, the one with the buzz cut with the blonde hair, she was speaking against Diddy, saying, everybody about to grab their baby oil and act like this isn't about y'all not caring about what happens to women. And people have to start understanding that. This is why I'm big on this quote that Kurt Cobain used to say is, stop teaching little girls how to dress and not to get raped, and start teaching boys not to grape. It doesn't make any sense to tell people to protect themselves from something that they can't control. We have to start it at the root, and we have to explain to young men about consent, because you have grown men not even trying, because they don't comprehend, they don't understand. They are literally not comprehending consent. They do not understand that a girl could say, yes, I do want to have sexual intercourse with you. And then when you start doing freak nasty stuff that she doesn't want to do, because just because somebody says they want to be explicit with you doesn't mean they want to eat your booty. Doesn't mean that they want to put your feet in their mouth and go reverse. It doesn't mean they want to do all that. So you have the choice, anybody, whether you are a girl or a male, to say, I do not want to do something actually I do not feel comfortable doing. So if you don't want to suck toes and somebody rams their toes in your mouth, that is a form of SA, because you told them you did not want that. That was a part of your boundaries. And it's sad to understand that a lot of grown adults don't understand what boundaries and what consent is. And it's really just showing that we're failing as a community for people to understand that we need to respect other people and their boundaries. And I land my plane. Yeah, and T.I. and Tiny, because I did not like how Tiny was talking about they trying to lock people up for being freaky. Girl, shut up, because we already heard about you and your nasty husband and what he likes to do.
But you know what? Tiny, in my opinion, Tiny is like an old school pick me. A woman that will do any and everything to keep her man. Like literally her daughter said that Tiny, she wished that her mom was around more because she was always chasing behind Ti. That lady is a pick me. And anytime you let your husband have threesomes and do all of this stuff, and you know you don't really like it, and you really don't want to do it, but you do it for him, you're a pick me. The fact that I remember seeing clips when they had that reality show, because I never watched their reality show because I always hated Ti. But I remember seeing clips of that reality show that they had, and when he was talking to her at the table and how he was disrespecting her, and he was bringing up like how she had went out to dinner with Floyd Mayweather or something like that, and she was like, "Well, you actually slept with my best friend." Or what was her best friend, or like one of her closest friends, or something like that.
It
And
was
she
one
was
of
like,
her. It was one of her clients. Because
oh,
remember,
clients, okay.
she was like mentoring the girl, like helping her with her music record, like career or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you remember when she was like, "How could you do that? I brought her around you." And he was like, are you at odds? Are y'all at odds?" Like, first of all, when he said that to me, I would have crashed out really and bopped his head with one of them plates at the table. But I mean, the fact that she would still be with that man after he has disrespected her so very much. Exactly. Also, that he was running around with Bernice Burgos, like, and Bernice Burgos was trolling her and singing escape songs and trying to be funny. Like, I could never be that desperate to have a husband in my life, like, just to stay. Like, that's just crazy. Like, so I can't stand Tiny. Like I said, I don't like women like that. I don't like women that prioritize a man over everything. You got to do better. You got to do better. There's more to life than you putting everything aside for a man. But I knew, even when I saw clips, I don't know if y'all remember the clips from the show when he was locked up, and he used to have his boys around her all the time, and he'd be calling her every day trying to keep tabs on her to see what she was doing while he was locked up, even though he know that if she was locked up, he'd be out there having intercourse with all the women that he could, and he wouldn't even be probably answering her phone calls. Like, he's just a old double standard having type of Negro. um and the type of Negro that really likes to dominate women. And that's probably why, you know how people say, like, they talk about Tiny's looks and say that she's unattractive, and they say they don't understand why T.I. stuck with her all this time. I will tell you, because T.I. will never find another sucker like Tiny that will do any and everything that he says at the drop of a dime. I truly believe that is why he's always stuck beside her, because she let him do whatever he wants to do and play in her face. And if a man can cheat on you and step out on you and disrespect you, and then he can also get the perks of you being there, why would he go? He literally do whatever he want. There's literally no reason to go, you know? But yeah, girl, I didn't went on a rant about T.I. and Tiny. I was about to say something about what else you said, Cookie, but now my mind blank. Let me go down here to Unbreakable. Go ahead, Unbreakable.
Hey everybody.
Hey.
Since we're on a topic of T.I. and Tiny, I just want to ask you ladies, have you been following what's been going on with Ashanti and Nelly? My heart is breaking so much for Ashanti. It's like the way Nelly is embarrassing her, and the things that he have been saying and doing on that reality show. It's so sad. And how I feel right now is like I seen it coming. The moment that I found out that Ashanti has gotten back with Nelly, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a disaster waiting to happen. And it's like I feel so bad, but at the same time, I'm like, she signed up for this. And speaking of T.I. and Tiny, instantly just brought Ashanti and Nelly to my mind. It's just, oh my God, I feel it's just so sad how these women will allow these men to just break them down and just drag them through the mud. It's so sad to me. Oh my God. I just wanted to see if anybody else had an opinion on that, because it's so sad to me.
I'll say, I haven't watched the reality show because I don't care to watch a reality show with Nelly, but I will say that I have saw the clips online, and I definitely think Ashanti made a mistake. And I actually think, just from the clips that I've seen her face, I believe that she knows that she made a mistake too. But at this point, she may not be able to get out of that mistake. I don't know if they got a prenup or nothing. It's rumored that Nelly got gambling problems. So I hope that girl got a prenup. But I'll just say that as far as Nelly go, he a 50-year-old man with crazy eyes and several grape allegations. He's been accused of grape by multiple women, okay? He's even settled one of his grape cases with a lady. They did a settlement. The terms of the settlement are they're not disclosed. So where there's smoke, there is fire. Ain't nowhere in the world, grown man, you got 3, 4, 5. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nowhere in the world, grown man, you got 3, 4, 5. You know what I'm saying? Grape allegations without there's something that you're doing that's not right. And even if y'all remember last year in November of 2024, how he got arrested and I think he was at a casino or something like that. And I think at that time, either Ashanti was still pregnant or she had just had the baby. I can't remember. But this man got caught with X pills and was drunk and didn't have no ID. Or no, he didn't have insurance, I think it was. And those charges silently went away. The prosecutor said that they not going to charge him. So my thing is that she had a lot of signs to see that this man wasn't right, because my thing is that if you break up with a man and y'all stay gone and y'all separated for like over a decade, like there's a reason why you left that man. But I also understand this is that Ashanti, I remember I followed Ashanti on Instagram or whatever. I would see her post all of her vacation pics when she was single, and how all the men would be like, oh my gosh, Ashanti bad, she's beautiful, she's this, that. But always then it would be men in the comments, oh, it's got to be something wrong with her though. It's got to be something wrong with her. Why she don't got a man? Why she don't got a man? Why she don't got no kids? And et cetera, et cetera. And I think that a lot of times with Black women, it's like, darned if you do, darned if you don't. It's like, y'all, if your Black women get pregnant, get in a relationship, here y'all talking about they shouldn't be doing that. But then if women are single and child free and enjoying their life, then you say there's something wrong with that too. And I think that she felt the pressure, you know what I'm saying, to go ahead and do what she was trying to do, which is because I do think that she really wanted to be a mother. And so, because she's Ashanti, she probably felt like, I just can't choose no dude off the street. So, he's a popular celebrity. So let me just go ahead and entertain him. Now, I think she just settled all the way around. And it's very obvious. Him talking about he ain't changing no diapers and him sleeping through the night and he don't got nothing for the boy until he can walk and talk. Like, how disgusting is that to even say? You know what I'm saying? Like, I bet you if there was some gambling going on, you get your butt up for that. You know? But yeah, I feel sorry for her. I do. And I don't think that their union is going to last long. The mother, Ashanti mama, clearly don't like Nelly. She clearly looked like she thinks that Ashanti made a bad decision. I don't see it lasting long term. I really don't. I think Ashanti's like 41 or 42, something like that. If I'm not mistaken. I don't see their marriage lasting past Ashanti being maybe 45. She's 43. Yeah, I don't see Ashanti I definitely don't see her making it to 50 with him. Period. I don't, because they have the 7-year itch. I don't even think they'll make it to the 7-year point. I think it'd be maybe 2-3 years and she'll be tired of it. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my opinion. You know, because I do believe that if he does anything like super publicly, I don't know, did y'all hear that? It was an IG model that came out and said that she had just had intercourse with him like this earlier week.
He had a video.
Yes.
He made her skirt. I don't know if you can say that word on TikTok. He made her. I saw that and I was just like, this is very sad. But I don't know. Ashanti, to me, she seemed like she just happy to finally be married and have a child. But the part that really was blowing me about Nelly was when they was at the dinner. Because like I said, I'm not paying for no Peacock subscription because I don't support him. Because I just feel like that inauguration stuff just wasn't okay. But when he was like, you don't never answer the phone like that for me. You're not her kid, homie. Like, you're 50. Why do you need that? That's her son. That's her first child. Like, he just makes me mad. I couldn't.
Yeah, I do feel bad for her, and I know that it's that she settled. I feel like she settled for sure, but I do think that there's a lot of pressure on not just women, but definitely on Black women to feel like they need to be with somebody, because if they're not, you know how Black men are, they're gonna turn around and say there's something wrong because they're actually jealous of that lady living her life, you know? I don't know. You have anything to say, Cookie or Unbreakable?
Um, I just was gonna say that I just wish Ashanti never settled for Nelly because she is so much bigger than that. She's better than that. And I just feel like any man who is trying to tell you like he will have a child with you, but he not changing diapers, he's not getting in the middle of the night. Like if he's actively telling you these are things that he's not going to do, you don't need to be having a kid with him because no matter what man you're dealing with, if I said no man, no matter who you are as a grown adult, if you are not prepared to change diapers, feed a baby in the middle of the night, and take care of that infant the way an infant needs to be taken care of, you do not need to be a parent because you're not equipped, because you refuse to do the job. Because guess what? God forbid, mommy's not always going to be there to do it. Daddy might not always be there to do it. And you can say, oh, I'ma just hire nannies because that's what I heard him say. I'll hire all the nannies you want. Yeah, it's all fun to hire nannies until your jewelry goes missing or somebody gets hurt or a nanny's writing a book about all your business that you don't want nobody to know. Because it's easier to say you're going to throw your money at something, which I don't even feel like Nelly has any, or like he has money, but he ain't got the money he be acting like he got. That's why they doing this show, because Nelly is Poe. Ashanti is still getting booked. We still want to hear her sing and perform. Him, on the other hand, he over here doing inaugurations, talking about, oh, I did it because my family that was in the military and it would always be an honor. No, and other people did. No, sir. You had a choice to either sell out or not, and you chose to sell out because you're broke. So do that and don't switch up on us, because it's just disgusting to know that women see that these men have profiles and they're just like, it's okay because he didn't do it to me. And that's sounds like a okay mindset if you're delusional and stupid, but when it becomes you, you're going to want everybody to believe you and understand where you're coming from. And I do think it's true. I think her mother does not like Nelly. I don't think her mother's ever liked a Nelly. And I feel like she's more or less happy that, her daughter has her child and she has a grandchild, and just trying to be supportive for her. But she is definitely giving Ashanti them faces like, you do not need to be with this clown.
Yeah, and see, I feel like Ashanti never really got over Nelly, and she always, in the back of her mind, was hoping that they can work things out, and she would eventually be. But I think this is what it is, because she's Ashanti. Before she got back with Nelly, she was taking trips. She was on beaches. She was living her best life. She could have had anybody that she wanted. But the fact that she went back to Nelly, despite the fact that she could have had anybody that she really wanted, I feel like she never really got over him. That's who she really wanted. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so disappointed in her that you chose him. You could have had anybody. You could have had somebody 10 times better. But the fact that you couldn't get over this guy and you just wanted him so bad, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I'm so disappointed.
I think that Nelly, I mean not Nelly, but Ashanti is in a was in a precarious position, an attractive, successful, famous woman with, money. So, and I do believe that she was looking with, money. So, and I do believe that she was looking for a black man. So, with all of those requirements, a black man that would be on point for her would be very, very, very rare for her to find a black man of the caliber that she was looking for. So I really do believe that that's why she doubled back and settled for him. Because like I said, it's a lot of black women that come and they speak their piece about black men. But I think that another thing is that we have to acknowledge is that there are a lot of black women that still want and prefer and give preferential treatment to black men, oftentimes to their, detriment. And I think that Ashanti definitely should have opened up her options to pursuing or not pursuing or but being pursued by other races of men. Possibly that could have given her more of an opportunity to find a suitable partner. But I definitely don't think that Nelly's a suitable partner. I wouldn't be with nobody and meld my finances together and marry nobody that gambles a lot. You ain't finna be gambling away my stuff. You crazy. Like, no.
But see, the point I'm trying to make is, right, even if she would have found somebody else that, would have fit the caliber that she's more fit for, what I'm trying to say is she never got over Nelly. Like, she always had feelings for him. She always had that soft spot for him. So I feel like even if she had other options that was better for her and that was, more better suited to be with her and was better men, I still feel like she would have just went with him anyway because she has history with him and she still has feelings for him. You get what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say. I mean, I can't speak on that because I don't know. Because I be honest with you, Unbreakable. I don't keep up with them like that, and I never have. Even back in the day when they was together, like I never kept up with him like that. All I remembered is from back in the day, back then, because it wasn't blogs that much. I think it was kind of like more like radio stuff. I just remember hearing that they broke up because I didn't really even hear what they broke up for. I just heard that he was a gambler and he had a gambling addiction. And I think they had did some like news things where they said that she had paid a lot of his gambling debts. And she was tired of it. So my thing is that if you willing to take back a man that is a gambler and this man's still doing it and you got a soft spot for him, like that's crazy. Girl, you must be trying to lose all your wealth and you want to go to work at Popeyes afterward, all because of this Negro. I just, like I said, I don't even see the appeal in Nelly. I don't think that he's unattractive, but I don't see that he's short and he got crazy eyes and I don't see it. Like I just don't understand like what people really see in him personally. But I don't know. But yeah, like I said, who knows? But hopefully, I really the thing, like I said, the reason why I did the live the most is because, like I said, I just want to talk about and I guess all of this, to be honest with you, all goes under the same umbrella, which is pick meism, and black male worship and black women, centering black men to their own detriment above everything else. I think that, that's what this all is about. And black women have got to stop doing it because it may be beneficial to the black man, but it's definitely not beneficial to them. And it's unfortunate because, like I said this earlier in another live, but this type of black male worship is present in all black women, whether you're from the hood, whether you're from the suburbs, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you're in between, it affects literally all black women. The brainwashing happens to all of us. But go ahead, Caramel Mermaid, and then I'll go down here to what is that? Deontay. Go ahead, Caramel Mermaid.
Oh,
Hey
okay.
sis.
Hey sis, how you doing? The only thing I'm gonna say is like Nelly. Yeah, he's not. He's how can I say this? He's attractive, but he's unattractive at the same time. You know, like that. You know, like that song, like New Edition. You're not my type of girl. Like that would be. That's like Nelly. Like, you cute. Like if I wanna, like if I feel a little down and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna see if I still got it. That's Nelly. Like Nelly's in, you be like, I want to see if I still got it. So you approach him, you trying to you approach him, you holler, and then you like, I want to know if I really got it. And depending on your level of if you want to get, dip your feet in, get your feet wet, you would do it. Well, you would do it with the little, with the Trojan horse. So he's like a good time, not a long time type of man. Um, so yeah. Um so yeah, so pretty much that's how I am. That's how I feel. That's how he is. Two, oh my gosh. I do think like our default settings as black women, we are straight up like we're straight up black men center. Like it's the fault because we seen how her, like, if you have siblings, if you have brothers, you see how your mother was with your brothers versus you, or how your grandmother was with your
Carmel
uncle.
Mermaid, I'm sorry. Just 1 second, sis. I just want to there was a guy, the guy that was underneath you in the chat, his name was Deontay. He asked you what about Nelly was unattractive. I did ask him, do he think he's attractive? Because that's like a weird thing to say. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
what? But he dropped, girl. But go
I
ahead.
I seen it, and I just ignored it. So I just paid him dust. I'm like, yeah, it's. I already told you like what type of man he really is, and it could be personality. Like, like you could just, you could be like, yeah, he cute, but I just want to see if I. Yeah, but yeah, we are groomed that way. Let me see. The man, I think it will stop when we kind of just. I think we need to treat. I'm sorry to say this, but I think we need to treat black men the way that they treat us. We need to treat them the same way they treat us. I know it don't sound right, but no, we gotta give it to them. I think we should, like, sometimes if we want to date out, I think we should like give black men, like, give them so much. Like, they want 6 figures, 6 packs, 6 feet. We should say that. And then when we date out, we get 5'6", 12 pack. Uh, 5 figures. Whatever, like, 100,000 areas. So I think we should. I think we should do that. I think we should like give them the same treatment like they give us, and then maybe that could stop just a little bit. Maybe they could stop because we treat be okay men like how we like Wahiti men treats Wahiti women. Like, we put them on an unnecessary pedestal that now they just live in the land of delusion. Like their mayor is a king, and their only source of transportation is a little trolley. So that's what I think. Also, uh, I think the reason, I know, number one, why is that black men can't commit horrific acts of violence but still be forgiven, is because the black community, as much as we try to say we're very matriarch, we actually patriarch, and that pretty much we showed them for the past half of a millennia that now it has been conditioned. Like we have shielded black men, we call them black men, for half of a millennia, ever since we got in this country. For 500 years, we have done this. They got used to it. This is 500 years of them being coddled, being coddled and everything. That it's just now a society. It's just a social norm, and I think it's kind of getting to the point. Like if in another 5 or 10 years, it's just gonna be DNA. It's just gonna be part of our DNA. It will be part of our DNA. It's gonna be it's gonna be failed that it's gonna be part of our DNA. That's all I'm gonna have to say about that.
All right, Carmel Mermaid. I'll say this in response to what people were saying in the comments. Miss Chrissy Baby said that she said we do settle for looks as a collective. Got to be honest. I need you to explain that to me. I think I know what you're saying, and I think I agree, but I don't want to misinterpret what you're saying. And then YMP Productions, said that women, settle, men don't, and I think that is oftentimes the case. Is that but another reason why I feel like a lot of times like black men don't have to settle is because that it's still so much of a brainwashing that happens to the women in our community that we're supposed to allow a black man that has literally nothing to offer into our lives because his presence is the gift. His presence is the present, if you get what I'm saying. He doesn't gotta pour into you. He doesn't gotta be nice to you. He don't gotta have a job. He don't gotta have to do anything other than simply be there. And all the time we reward black men for doing the barest of the bare minimum, which is very, very, very unfortunate, but it happens all the time. Like I bring this up all the time, but it's just like how Tyler Perry could sit there and tell a black woman to her face that, hey, if he can pay the light bill, that should be good enough for you. In what world, in what other culture is anybody telling the men telling the women that? Oh, if all he can do is pay a light bill, it's cool. It's cool. Go ahead and accept him. Or go ahead and accept him if he not working. Do this, that, and the third. Like, ew. Like, if I'm going to work and you not going to work, what would be the benefit of you being in my life? So you mean to tell me you want to live with me, I to pay all the bills, me to have you to have access to my body and everything else, and you're not doing anything at all? So what am I getting out of the deal? Your freaking presence? Your freaking presence means nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's the reason why, like, a lot of men just don't. They don't have to settle because it's always some type of goofy goober, willing to accept them on that level. I can't tell you how many black women post arguments with their boyfriends and stuff and husbands on TikTok. And they talk about I've been paying the bills for 5 years now. You ain't been working, like, excuse me? So you mean to tell me you've been with this man for 5 years and he ain't been working? Are you goofy? Are you dumb? Why are you doing that? Why would you even, But it's like, I think it's almost second nature. And those black men be the most entitled ever. The dusty bum ones that don't even have a job, like, they'll be the most entitled and feel like they deserve the world. Like, and you're like, excuse me, why do you feel this way about yourself? Like, you literally are worthless. But honestly, it's because black women and his mama have told him that he has some worth of value, and women keep settling for it. And these men look for the top of the food chain of black women. So, I mean, I agree. Go ahead, Miss Chrissy, baby.
Hey, Triggered. Hi, ladies. No, I was agreeing with what you were saying. That's what I was saying. Like when that man asked, why don't you think Nelly's attractive? Like they always in the comments and on these panels, you guys pick wrong. You only pick really attractive guys with money. And I'm like, I don't collectively see that. I see a lot of black women that are professionals that are like, the men that they're with is like 5 steps below them as far as everything, every category. And she's willing to love him through all the flaws and all, and pray for him every night that one day he'll get it to, you know what I mean? I hardly seen a whole host of black women getting dogged out by like top tier men. Like that narrative is what I was saying is like, I don't see that hardly ever.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you for sure. I mean, my thing is, you guys, what do you think that it will take for Black women to completely get out of this Black male worship and this acceptance of Black men no matter what they do? Like, what do y'all feel like how Black women can get out of that? Oh, Kalandra, you want to say something?
I think that it starts with us raising our daughters better, because I think the problem is when you don't raise your daughter and you don't love your daughter correctly and she goes to find that in a man. I think a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, I was raised, for example, by a woman who really didn't love herself. My mom was just comfortable having a guy. And I saw that in my child's father as well. I think that it starts in the childhood with how we raise our daughters, loving our daughters correctly, not just coddling our sons, but coddling our daughters. Like, not teaching your daughter to be so male centered, teaching your daughter to live a life where she is just fine with it. You shouldn't be out here asking your 18-year-old daughter when she gonna bring you some grandkids. Like, that's not the way to go. And I definitely think it starts with raising our daughters the correct way. Because this one time I was watching this documentary about these young women. It was like an old documentary, probably based in the 70s. They were on welfare, living in government housing. And when he was asking them, why did you have a baby? A lot of them were saying, I just wanted someone to love me. And you know what I'm saying? When you're not raising your daughters correctly and then they grow up to these people that wasn't raised correctly, they go out here and they find a man. And if a man get them a little bit of attention, they like, yup, that's the way to go. And so I think it starts with parents and how they raise their kids.
All right, Kalandra. Miss Chrissy Baby said that she has something to say.
I agree with that too. I have two daughters. I used to take them to 5-star restaurants dressed up. Like, I really, really spoil them and show them like you can have this much fun and have like good things in life and have a sisterhood or, with your mom. I think communication is good. I have a 22-year-old daughter. She's been decentered from men for 4 years. And that's really young to already be starting off like, yeah, nah. And my 12-year-old, we have conversations because she's going into junior high next year and she's on the same page. I think starting that quote sisterhood, women empowerment when they're young and little also helps, because then it's just like, we have to be real. Not everyone's going to have a fairy tale and get married. And I think if you're already comfortable with yourself and already comfortable with having community and friends and being around people that uplift each other, you really don't miss out on it as much, if that makes sense. Like, of course, there's going to be times it's like, dang, I wish I could have, a mate or a spouse or something like that or whatever. But I've been single for 11 years and everyone's like constantly like, well, why are you still dressed up? And why do you, for me, like, and because I want to feel good, I want to feel pretty and sexy or whatever. It's not for the male gaze, it's for me. And I think it's powerful to be amongst a bunch of beautiful women going to school, doing things for themselves. And I'm trying to like really pound that in my daughter's head. Like, there's more to that. And if you do find somebody, they have to match your self-esteem and beyond. It has to be advantages for you to bring him in your life or whatever. And you're not going to be having a lot of people to pick from the dating pool, because they're going to already automatically be intimidated as soon as they walk up to you, because you already know how to treat yourself like a queen. So that's what I think. I think these conversations also is helpful because we are able to share each other's stories. I still have faith in Black women because I think I was already talking like this in 2014, and I'm seeing more women kind of decenter and work on themselves and go to therapy and get their physical, mental, and spiritual together collectively, even in real life, not just online. I think we're evolving. It don't look like it because, people pouring baby oil topless in front of court steps. But I think we're getting there personally. And I think these young girls too, I don't underestimate these 20-year-olds. They're on it too. So that's all.
All right, I got you, Miss Chrissy Baby. Yeah, I definitely think a lot of the younger girls, you know what I'm saying, are are getting up on game. Like I've talked to plenty of young women that are like 18, 19, 20, that I can definitely tell their mind state is changed from somebody that would be like my mom's age or my grandmother's age, or even, you know, some women that are my age. I can tell there's a shift and a difference. And because I don't think that I've ever talked to so many young girls that have said they're not gonna have kids and that they don't want to be married. And I'm talking about black girls. And I think that that is absolutely amazing and fantastic that there are a lot of girls that want to center themselves and you know what they got going on and not put it into a man. Because you know, if you can see the quality of men that are out there at this exact time, I don't believe that that is the smartest decision, unless, you know, you were absolutely for sure. But 90% of the time, that's not the move to make. But I'm going to go to Caramel Mermaid, and then I'll go to King Loaf. Go ahead, Caramel Mermaid. You said you had something to say. I think you held up your hands down there.
Oh yeah. I was just following up what the other ladies were saying. Um, as you know, as a black woman, of course, with a black mama, I'm a, I would say I'm not gonna say until social media. No, I'm gonna scratch that. Until like the reactions with my friends in high school when they used to come to my house, or their mamas would call my house, talking about how they're like how they got into a fist fight with their moms. They would leave, and my mom's house would be my house would be the first one they call, whatever. I didn't know that the black daughter and black mother's relationships and dynamic was that severe until until my mom was their outlet of them having um that type of reaction with their with their moms. Like I did not know that. um I think about the times when I was in my late teens, early 20s, and I was living with my mom. And when I was living with her, when it was just me and her, it was cool. It was fun. We was just like, we were just like, hey, we got the same body parts. We will just walk around, whatever. But it was like when my brother got kicked out of his house and he moved back in, my mom was like, elf. I was like, what's wrong? Elf, he back. And like she would get on my brother to move out. She like, you a man, you X, like we 4 years apart. So she was like, you a man, you X amount of years old, you are a man, you need to go out, get your own place. And everything like she would say to him, he was like, but what about Carmel? What about Carmel? And my mom like, Carmel is a woman. Carmel is a girl. Carmel is a woman. It's different. Like when I got my first place, my uncle, my aunt, even her, they was buying me little furniture. And my brother was like, why nobody buy me a furniture? My mom was like, because you're a man. That's why. You're a man. She's a woman living by herself. You are a man. And I was like, oh, dang, okay. But yeah, and it was just like, I have seen like, with me, I was like, my brother, he can go out, he can have fun as a teenager, do everything underneath the sun. When she was with me was, I have to call. I have to report everywhere I was going, everywhere I was at, because she's like, the world is more crueler to you as a woman, especially a black woman, than there will be to a man.
Oh,
And it was kind of, and pretty much it was kind of weird with that. And so, yeah, I
I'll be
had
gone a
to,
minute.
okay. Yeah, so that was pretty much like, I wouldn't say that was weird, but I never had that. I said I'm blessed. I never had that mama who loved my brother but raised me. She pretty much loved and raised my brother but loved and sheltered me. So I'm like, oh my God, like I cannot believe that. But and then my mom decentered herself from my dad after they divorced. Like my parents were divorced. And pretty much it was like, I guess she was trying to get back with him, but then it was like after that second get back with him go around, she completely distanced herself from men. That her friend would tell me as a teenager what I need to do, what I should do. Like my mom was like, I got my own place. As soon as I got my own place, she'll turn around. She said, "You better not let no ninja live up in here with you. You better not let no ninja come up in here with his toothbrush and his underwear. Because when a ninja does that, that mofo wants to live up under you, and you ain't gonna let that mofo live up under you." And did it like she would like she gave me a whole breakdown. And still to this day, even though I got my little condo, still to this day, I'm not. No, I'm like, no, sir, you're not living with me. Mm-mm,
All
mm-mm.
right.
But that's it. That's all.
All right, all right. Well, I definitely think that that's the smartest thing to do for real. Because what do they say? If they got a piece of mail there, they can you might be difficult to get them out. Let me. Oh, what was you gonna say, Karma?
Yeah, like I think it's like if they got a letter in the mail, like in certain states, they legally live with you. Like legally, that's your like they live with you. Or if they stay in your place for more than 30 days in other states, they are legally
Yeah.
like living with you. It's crazy.
All right, all right. Okay, so let me go over here to King Loaf. I, yeah, you let me send you a request to turn your mic on. I'm a little confused. You there? What's up? Yeah, I was kind of confused because like we were talking about what we were talking about and also talking about Diddy and things like that. He brought up doo garbage, DDG. What's up?
Not gonna lie, bro. I thought this was more of a like black men hate group target, whatever y'all want to call it, type of live.
So my thing
And
is
then
that
hold on. And then like,
no, no,
cause
don't
now
don't
I'm
tell me
reading it.
don't
Now
tell
I'm
me to
reading
hold
it
on to my
right. It
no.
might just be just about.
Okay, don't tell me to hold
Me
on my
tell
own
you
life.
about
That's
his
so.
nappy
Just a
Negro
second.
men.
The don't tell me to hold on my own life. I really just have
Damn,
a
why gotta be
question.
a Negro?
I don't understand why you thought that it was a black man hate live because you heard things that were truthful. I'm confused.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I know y'all was in here talking, but I ain't listening to nothing. I'm gonna be so clear. Like I don't even
Okay.
know. I don't even know.
Yeah, I can tell you wasn't listening to nothing. You sound like the last time the only thing you listen to is rap music and different tutorials on how to play um what's the Grand Theft Auto. So I can understand that. Like, and my thing is that what I'm not gonna do is talk to somebody that's remedial. It seems like the last bit of education that they had was in middle school. Like, I can't talk to you. Like, really. So if you wasn't listening, then why did you bring your ashy behind up here to say anything? If you wasn't listening, why do you think that we need to listen to you? You know what I'm saying? That's what's crazy to me is that, and that's what I mean when I say that y'all live in delusion. Y'all live in complete delusion because you say that you thought it was a black man hate live. It says Diddy and black male worship. So, and you probably don't even know what the BMW even meant. So all you saw was Diddy and you thought that this was a hate black man live. You don't hate Diddy? You should. He was out there beating the brakes off women. So, what part about Diddy do you like? Do you love? Did you want to be in the freak off with him yourself? Like, are you doing the bending or is he? Like, and that's my thing is that a lot of y'all weirdos think that telling the truth is actually hatred. And that's the reason why y'all will never be better or do better because that's how you feel. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like y'all come up here and y'all always have the same like quality and tone in your voice that you're completely ignorant, completely ghetto, completely uneducated, probably on probation, or at the very least, you've been locked up in a clinker before and been somebody's bottom bunk bitch boy. And that's what's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like that y'all have so much, vitriol for black women speaking the truth And then when I ask y'all to defend y'all position, y'all don't have nothing to say. I think that's what's crazy. The first thing I gave you a chance to speak. First thing you say is, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't even listening to you. Then why did you come up here? Why you not know where brushing your teeth? Huh? Why you not know where you know what I'm saying? Watching your daily episode of hood programming, some ghetto black gangster movie on Tubi. You know what I'm saying? That's free. That's probably the only thing you can afford to watch is Tubi. You know what I'm saying? So why you not doing that? Why are you in here at all? So if you want it to be a hate situation, I can hate on you, because what in the world is somebody naming himself King Loaf for? Huh? You loaf around? You a loser? You lazy? Why don't you call yourself King Laziness? Matter of fact, call yourself Peasant Laziness or Peasant EBT. Anyway, let me just keep going because I could talk about you all day. And what's crazy is that you probably don't even have the comprehension skills to even know half the words that are coming out of my mouth. Do better, all right? Do better. And with that, you're getting blocked. And I have no idea why you follow me, creeper. Like weirdos. You talk about you not listening to nothing I say, but when I click on your name and say follow back, boy, bye. You're getting blocked. Does anybody want to speak, you guys?
Very flabbergasted. He got in the live defending DV Daryl. Like, y'all, that's why I say y'all education level showing this out daily, because the fact that you think that if this girl didn't have no type of evidence, this man has supervised visits from a certain time and has two people watching him with his son. Like, if that, like I said, that education level is showing, because ain't no way y'all defend DV Daryl on this app every day. Like, what do y'all think the judges, like, do y'all think the women are paying the judges too? Like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, the education level is showing, like, it's showing. Because ain't no way you came in here defending DV Daryl, who can only spend what? I think they said he get his son from 9 to 6. You can't have your son by himself, and you can't have him at night. Like, I'm sorry.
Yes, and I think it's crazy because you know what? I realize that black men don't research nothing. What they do is they take the word of their local misogynistic podcaster or blogger. Because if you were to just simply put in a Google search about DDG, Halle Bailey, custody agreement, they would realize all of the things that you said. And they would also realize that a judge is normally impartial. And also a lot of times when men fight for custody, statistically, they get it. So it's still in favor of men, contrary to popular belief. So my thing is that if they said that this man has to have a supervised visitation, thanks for the galaxy. If they say that this man has he has to have a supervised person there to supervise the visit, I wish that y'all would understand that means that Halle Bailey had undeniable proof that he is a possible danger to his son and to her. Like, y'all gotta be real here. Y'all, and it's so funny because if the situation was reversed and it was Halle Bailey on the receiving end of supervised visitation, they would take the judges right at face value. They would say, oh, yep, that's right. Yeah, look at the judge had proof. But now all of a sudden, y'all playing stupid. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Halle Bailey and DDG, it's actually ridiculous. And I really don't understand it because I do understand it. It's the lack of critical thinking and the lack of comprehension skills. And it's also pure laziness. Because if you're confused about something, why don't you go look it up from an impartial party? Like, everybody has a phone in their hands that is at least $1,000 or better. So why don't you make use of something that costs so much and do the research that you need to do? It's really insane. But like I said, I also think that's another reason why there's such a fracture between black men and black women, because black women are far more educated and then black men, then the collective. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying every black man is uneducated. But I will say that I definitely think there is a disconnect in communication because as God is my witness, y'all. When these black men come up here and talk, I would say that 95% of them, they don't even sound like they can read. They don't even sound like they have any type of critical thinking skills. They don't sound like they can read words properly. They don't sound like they have any vocabulary. They don't sound like anything. And it's actually scary. And when you hear them, they have the same tone to that dude that was up here, King Loaf had that idiotic tone, that like sloth from Zootopia. You know what I'm saying, tone? And it's just like, ew, like, why do you sound like that? Why do you sound so delayed? Why do you sound like your mama dropped you on the head? You know what I'm saying? 50 million times. Why do you sound like you got shaken baby syndrome or something like that? It's actually crazy. And it's like to talk to them is very annoying. Like it really is, because it's like you're not even intellectually on my level. So once you realize that, now you're going to start getting mad. So now you're going to call me an angry black woman, or you're going to call me a B word, or you're going to say I'm just hating on black men. And if you notice, that's all they ever say. Like maybe 5 different things that they interchange, because at the end of the day, they are too unintelligent to say anything else. You know what I'm saying? And that's disturbing. And these same men with no comprehension skills are the ones that say they want to lead the black community. Or they feel like they're supposed to be able to lead you because they have a penis. Excuse me, sir, what? I know that I'm not letting nobody tell me nothing if you can't even read past a 6th grade level. You know what I'm saying? If I ask you what, let me see. Well, what can I say? If I ask you what the term ambiguously black means, or the term unambiguously black means, and you don't know, you know what I'm saying? I can't talk to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and then my thing is that never mind. Because it's just like that's something that I'm really getting tired of. And like I say, it happens all the time. Like y'all don't know, it happens all the time. It's very, very rare. I'm not gonna say there haven't been any black men that I've talked to that have been, intelligent, educated, and able to have a conversation. But like I said, 5% out of the black men that come up here. The other 95%, no, like for real. Is ridiculous, and it's like I said, it's embarrassing. And I think that this all is rooted in, just like I said earlier, the whole Diddy praise and the Diddy worship. The reason why black men are so uneducated and they feel cool with it is because so many black women pick up the slack for them. So many black women, comfort them and coddle them in their delusions that they're actually smart and that they're somebody, even though they're actual complete idiots. Do you know how many intelligent black women that had a lot going on for them that I've seen, men that are so stupid they can't even hold a candle to them emotionally, intellectually, even physically, lead them deep down a horrible dark path that some black women have not even been able to get out of, because they let this fool lead them into, just like somebody said in the comments, the pits of hell. Like we just gotta stop. Did you have something to say, Miss Chrissy, baby?
No, I totally agree. I would say that happens in real life. I think that's the issue with dating, honestly. Like, say a guy gets your number, like they really can't even hold a conversation. They cycle the same 5 text messages of WYD, good morning, beautiful. What you eat today? Oh, for real? Like they don't even like know how to talk. And I don't know if it's because they're on their phone, iPad, or laptop all day, and they watch too much porn, and they see the lack of communication that leads to explicit behaviors or whatever, and they just been so conditioned to think that they don't have to have a actual conversation with another human being. I think that's part of it. I definitely think it's the lack of education, but I mean, I'll say the most reason why I'm single for so long is the lack of intellect and communication. Like, and I'm talking about some guys that even have like careers and stuff. It's just that they'll just sit there and just stare and be like, yeah. And then if you say anything about your what you got going on in your life, they take it as a slight, and then it's like a one-up situation. It's just weird. It's weird.
I mean, I definitely agree with you. And, I feel like, uh, I'll just say this. This is kind of embarrassing for me, but my first husband was completely I for lack of a better word, I just have to say stupid. He wasn't, on my intellectual level at all. We would have conversations about things that was going on, and his eyes would glaze over like I was speaking French. And it was really, really, really disturbing. And, the only thing that he was good at was manipulating people and, lying to them. And, it's, it's a very, very bad state to be in, because I feel like, you know, the black men that are, intellectually disadvantaged like that, they may not know that's exactly what their problem is, but I believe they know something. So what they do is they put a lot of their effort into manipulating people and finessing people and doing things that they feel like they can have the street smarts to do. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I think they feel like, okay, well, you think you smarter than me, black woman, I got you. I'm going to show you that you're not, by manipulating you in ways and doing things to you that is on another level. Hopefully that makes sense. At least that I know that was my experience. And to be honest with you, like, I don't know. I think that a stupid, black man is really the worst type of man that you can come across. And sometimes, there are stupid black men that don't even know that they're stupid, or they feel like they're not, And to be honest, like, y'all know that's anybody that's in here. It's not that many people in here that I'm married. And when I first started talking to my husband, I told him that out of all the black men that I had spoken to, that he was the smartest, most intelligent black man that I ever talked to. And really, if I want to be honest, the only intelligent one. Because the rest of them I ever talked to, even if I went on a date with them and I thought they were attractive, I still felt like, okay, I don't get that you know what I'm saying? Like you're not there intellectually, and I don't like this. And I think a lot of black men also feel like they can get over that hump with intimacy. Oh, if I go ahead and have intercourse with her, or I do this, that, and the third, then my intellect doesn't matter. No, it still matters. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all get what I'm saying. Because I do think that a lot of black men use their actuality to also get their, foot in the door, and to manipulate women as well. I think that's they don't mind being objectified. They don't mind being dehumanized from that way, as long as they're able to find some way to benefit out of it. Yes, Miss Chrissy, baby, I definitely agree. That's exactly why I believe that celibacy, gives clarity to women. I really do think that black women should abstain. I actually seen this clip. I'm gonna make a video about it. But I just saw it like right before I did this live, where this black man is talking about how beneficial situationships are for men as opposed to relationships, because they can manipulate multiple women, have intercourse with multiple women, and do all of these things. And I was like, that's really disgusting. And they were like, yeah, but we can go ahead and get their bodies and stuff like that, and we don't have to do anything for them. And that's exactly the reason why I believe black women should abstain, to avoid foolishness like that. But anyway, did you guys have anything else to say, Chrissy or Carmel?
Oh, I don't. I'm just waiting for you to do live talking about the most recent what's it what's
Love
Island?
Island?
Yeah, Love Island.
Oh, girl, I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. Well, I guess it is tomorrow right now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wait until the new episode come out, and then I'll come on here and do a live about it, sis.
Oh my god, yeah. I'm about to. Yeah, I'm trying to get back up because I think I missed the episode. So yeah.
Oh
So.
yeah, if you missed the latest episode, girl, you should watch that one. It's messy.
Ooh, I am, cause yeah, I gotta stop at my mom's house real quick. I'm gonna watch it at her house.
Yeah, yeah, you should definitely watch it. It's super messy. You'll love it.
Alrighty.
All right, Miss Chrissy, baby, did you have anything to say before I get up out of here?
No, I just want to say thank you for having me up. I think Black women are the best thing ever. I think that's why we get so much hate. We just gotta kind of look at it like that when we sometimes feel like we're getting really beat up. Just kind of question it. It's like why we're always getting, beat up all the time. It must be something special. So thank you for having the live, and I'll drop back in the comments.
All right, no problem. It's always great to hear you speak, Miss Chrissy, baby, and give your perspective. Honestly, I definitely agree with what you said for sure, for sure. I also want to say thanks to Carmel Mermaid for coming up. Carmel Mermaid always cracking me up, always saying something crazy. And also, Miss Calandra, I appreciate you, Calandra. A lot of times Calandra comes in at strange times, like when I first start, and she always like if I it's like slow or something, she pops up at the right time in the clutch to keep me company and build up the live so that we can actually have a real conversation. Plus, she be dropping gems too. And also Miss Cookie. I don't know if Miss Cookie's still in here, but also Miss Cookie always has a lot of good things and intelligent things to say as well. So I think those were all the ladies that were on the panel. And I definitely appreciate y'all for coming on and giving me y'all perspectives. Like, I really do love y'all. And, like, I've been doing the social media thing for about 2 or 3 years now, I think. And it's just such a joy to talk to all of y'all and just to see so many different perspectives and ideas from Black women, and we may not all agree, but I believe that all of you guys are so intelligent and so thoughtful. And it's just amazing to even be in y'all presence and get a chance to talk to y'all. For real. Like it really, 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 really is. Eva, you Fanae, you know what I'm saying as well. You always be in the comments, commenting your perspective and things like that. And I really, really appreciate it for sure. Oh, and hey, BG Lavish. Okay, you guys. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Let me see who's in the chat. Thank you so much to Simply Carmel for coming through. It's always good to see you and hear from you, sis. I'm sorry I'm ending it earlier since you just got here. Appreciate you, Cookie. Appreciate you, BG Lavish. Appreciate you, Texas Pisces Royalty. Of course, Miss Cookie. Appreciate you, Bree Alexander. Appreciate you, Celestial. Pinky. What is it? Kiona Marie, and also Shanice. Like, you guys are the only ones that I can view, like, in the guests right now. It's not letting me see anyone else. So I just wanted to give a shout out to everybody that was there. But I appreciate y'all, and I hope that y'all have a great night. All right. See y'all later.